these questions, when they lead to more questions like this, they are part of an inquiry method leading towards higher order thinking skills. And it's also just interesting to look at. It's also just kind of a fun exercise. So thinking of some activities that you can do in a classroom with this photograph, you can bring in some English skills, some reading and writing skills, and write a short story or a blog or a journal entry. Imagine you are one of these people. And what is your story? Or you can locate other photographs on the Library of Congress website from this particular collection. And you can look at pictures of, well, here are some farms that are probably like the farms that these men are coming from. And here are some migrant worker camps that might be where these people are going to. So you can put in different pieces of the story by looking at different primary sources that are from a related collection. You can also listen to some of the folk music recordings of the era that tell the stories of these people through song and provide new perspectives, and also really exercise your listening comprehension skills. And these kinds of activities and others, they bring in, it's not just a history lesson, it's an English lesson, it's a music lesson. You can make it into even an art lesson because you're looking at a graphic design by a famous photographer. The point of using these Library of Congress sources is to make learning more multidisciplinary. Instead of just a history lesson, you're getting kind of other avenues into the same subject, or you're pursuing a lot of different subjects using just one primary source. But another point to be made is that all these activities can be made to meet curriculum standards because, of course, teachers must meet curriculum standards, and primary sources are not something above and beyond what teachers normally have to do. They are a great way to help teachers efficiently and more meaningfully do what they have to do, which is meet these standards. And so that was just one example out of many of some of the things that you can do with a primary source from the Library of Congress website. And the program that I work with, Teaching with Primary Sources, in Tennessee is called Teaching with Primary Sources Across Tennessee, and we have a website, www.mtsu.edu/TPS, which stands for Teaching with Primary Sources. And you can find my contact information. My name is Stacy Graham. You can find my email and my phone number on that website. You can find tools to help you find things on the Library of Congress website. You can even find ideas and other primary sources off of our website. And we offer not only these tools through our website, but also workshops to help educators, whether they be K through 12 teachers or educators who work in a museum or in higher education, to help them use these Library of Congress materials to create these meaningful work experiences for learners of all ages, not just students, but this is for researching as well as for teaching, as well as personal edification and being a good citizen of the United States, because this is the Library of Congress and it does belong to all the citizens of the United States. So I encourage you to check out our website, and you can also link straight to the Library of Congress website from our page, or you can just put Library of Congress in a search engine and go straight there yourself. And just a few clicks away from fantastic resources, primary sources in all different subjects that are all available and encouraged for you to use in your classrooms. So thank you for letting me talk about this program, and I'll turn it back over to Dr. Collins.
Let's give a clap to Dr. Graham. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Graham. I just need to let you know, I did go and visit your website, your website, and also the Library of Congress to see and check out the wealth of information. I just want viewers out there to know There's so much on it. You got video clippings, you got audio clippings, you got photographs of all primary artifacts, and I'll say it again, primary artifacts. And that's what's so exciting. And when I got to this website, it's like, wow, this, how can I relate this to my content? How can I use this to invigorate and get students to get excited about learning? Bring in the depression, because we're not in a depression, but we are in a recession. We can identify with that. So touching close at heart to some of the things. And one of the things that stood out for me is. At this website in the Library of Congress is there is an emotional connection to it, a huge emotional connection to it, because this is real. This really did happen to someone somewhere out there. This piece of music, this poetry, this video clipping is authentic, and it actually did happen. It's part of the American history. It's part of that American experience, and it's so cool. Thank you for doing that for us. Let's talk about an instrument that I created. It's called the Quantum Work Optimizer. If we could zoom into this document, the top part. Here's what we need to do. There we go. Thank you. Fantastic. I'll move it about here so you can see it. This is called the Quantum Work Optimizer. If you need a copy of this at some point, please email me. I'd be more than happy to give you a copy of it. It should be also in your packet. What I've done is, this is a document that you could use to help you create work. We have on the left-hand side, for example, the top one is called Concept Formation to Prototype Creation. So when you are designing work for your students, all you have to do is just put a bubble or an X or something real close to it to show, for example, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be more on concept formation more rather than prototype creation. Is it going to be more abstract or concrete? Well, I think it's going to be somewhat in the center of that. Can you see how this is done? And you keep going down. Is this prescribed? Is this something I'm getting them to do? Well, it's a little bit of both. They have a little bit of choice and some prescription and guidance from me. So I'm going to go over there. And here's another one. Is this going to be more facts and skill-based, or is it going to be more reflective and synergistic? Well, I think there's going to be more reflection. So I'm going to move my point over to the right-hand side. And here's another one. I like this one here. Is this going to be advocating more critical thinking skills, or is it just going to be information recall in my design of this work? Well, I think I'm going to do more critical thinking, and I'm going to get them to think in different ways about the work that they're going to produce. And this Quantum Work Optimizer is a wonderful tool for you, just so that you can get a frame reference of exactly what is this work going to be. Is it going to be more reflective? And it's sort of going to give you a guideline in trying to get you to the point of creating quantum work. Now, the next piece I want to talk about is, I want to talk to you about the characteristics of who is this quantum teacher we're talking about. Well, a quantum teacher is someone who is innovative, someone who is inventive, someone who's a leader, someone who is creative, resourceful, someone who's thinking outside the box. This is someone who gets students to apply concepts authentically to demonstrate their understanding. This is someone who has a real, genuine interest in the heart and soul of teaching and learning. This is someone who values high expectations. This is someone who engages, I love this word, pedagogical nurturing. Ooh, yes, that is nice. There's something nice about that word. Progress monitoring. And last but not least, if you are a quantum teacher, you love and you show passion for what you teach. You are competent, you're knowledgeable about your content area. You are also going to design opportunities, and you're going to invent these opportunities. You're also going to teach from the point of students' strengths, not their weaknesses, and also consider their learning styles. And last but not least, we are going to develop tasks that are inherent in meaning for students that can be of immediate value, both locally in your community and globally outside your community. Wow, and I said that all in one breath. It's fantastic to be with you today, and my purpose was to get you to rethink how you give work to students. Let's bring back respect to the work. Let's bring back and show respect to the student by giving respectable work. I also like to thank my daughter Sophia, who's so brave out here all by herself, knitting away, and I hope that she will get to her blanket someday, right? You will, huh? You're gonna try hard? Excellent, thank you. Yes, do you have any questions?
Do reciprocal teaching, is there a danger that the same student is going to get nominated to be your reciprocal teacher over and over and over again?
That can very well occur, but what we have to do is find multiple people in that group, and you just cannot do reciprocal teaching, decide to do it without training the student and giving them a format, a structure to be able to execute that. Okay? Thank you. I've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed all of you. Feel free to contact me.
Thank you, Dr. Zaf Khan. Thanks also to our special guest presenters, Ms. Sophia Khan and Dr. Stacy Graham. Also thanks to our studio audience of MTSU students. I'd like to remind our site facilitators to please have today's participants complete session evaluation forms. We encourage our cable and webcasting viewers to provide us feedback by visiting us at our website, www.mtsu.edu/ITSC. You may also download a copy of the PowerPoint slides and handouts that went with today's program by visiting our website. This year, I'd like to personally thank our program director, Pat Jackson, our chief engineer, Jeffrey Noakes, our main editor, Ty Whitaker, our videographer, Chris Bristow, our media engineer, Jimmy Preston, and our CG operator and technical clerk, Jenny Marsh. I'd also like to thank our wonderful site facilitators for their continuing assistance and support. But most of all, I'd like to thank the teachers who joined us for any of this year's programs. Thank you all.